What's up guys, Nolan here, and today we got a new tease for the Streets of Tarkov location. The link to the full video from BSG will be at the top of the description. For everything we currently have on this location, be sure to check out the videos that I've already made about this, including literally building it myself in 3D. Those videos will be linked below as well, and today I'm going to be referencing them pretty often, starting with the Nikola Leaks that we had back in January of this year. In the tease, you can see this half-cylinder building which follows through to this green grocery store. We have a perfect wide-angle shot of these buildings in that January Nikola leak. Along with this leak, we can see that they used a Mercedes-Benz dealership as a reference for this half-cylinder building, and in BSG's most recent development cast, Nikita mentioned one of the scav bosses for Streets, because for those who didn't know, there will be multiple scav bosses on Streets, will be held up in a car dealership. My money is on this building being it, given its tactical advantages with its sight lines, clear surroundings, and height. The banner on the front broadly translates to fornicate off, and you can see the sandbags and military towers around it as well. I think it's safe to say that this will be that boss's hideout building. Speaking of tall buildings, it looks like BSG have made it at least possible to have every floor of that super tall building right next to it accessible. This doesn't mean that absolutely every floor or the entire building in general will be accessible, but it's still cool to think of what it would be like to go to the top and snipe down from it. If we look at these leaks from January more closely, it looks like every building in this area has a possibility of being fully accessible as well. I can practically guarantee that every building won't be fully open, but again, it's cool to think of the possibilities. Also, given what we've seen today, I think it's a solid bet to think that every ground floor of these buildings will be at least some way or partially accessible as well. And another thing to keep in mind here is that all of these buildings will have some kind of winding corridors and back rooms to hide stuff in. And speaking of those winding halls, we saw some shots of that in today's tease, and that is for sure something that we'll need to get used to when playing this map. There will be a lot of tight hallways. That is for sure going to be one of the toughest keys to mastering Streets of Tarkov, i.e. being able to quickly go from a long-range fight to in-your-face close quarters. For placement of this area, we were given precise info on where these buildings will be located as well, because we can see the same buildings in each of the tease videos. This new area is right next to the building that we walked through in the first tease. This is given away by the massive skyscrapers as well as the roof of the building down the road. In the first tease, you can see this multi-story building with a half-cylinder window at the top that has a outcropping above it. There's also some circular windows below that. If you look at a shot from the new teaser, you can see the skyscrapers at the same angle, just a little bit farther away, and that same building as we were walking out of the supermarket. You can see it again when we're in the construction building, but you can even see those circular windows as well, completely confirming this location. And although we didn't see it in this tease, you can see from the Nikola leak back in January, there's even more buildings behind where we are right now. So generally speaking, all in all, we now have every teased and leaked area of Streets of Tarkov located properly, as well as new info on what we'll find there. Obviously, what we're looking at right now is still in development, so things can change. Make sure to keep that in mind. I'll be adding this new area to my 3D map and redoing my Everything Streets video based on this new info, so stay tuned for that. Streets is still planned for patch 13, and we have no date on that yet. Patch 12.9 is next up, and we also have no date on that yet either, so stay tuned. This was just the thing to get the hype fire going again for Tarkov, for me at least, and I hope you guys feel the same. But that's all for today. Be sure to check out the description for more specific info on this stuff, and for more Escape from Tarkov news or content in general, check out these playlists here. If you like this video, then you know the drill. I really appreciate the people who do. Otherwise, I hope you at least learned something, and I also hope you have a nice day. See you guys.